We left two small exercises unsolved at the end of our previous video. Let's complete them first before continuing our discussion on the ism. First, we need to convert these nakra asma into ma'rifah through mu'arraf bil-lam. So keeping the moon letters phrase abughi hajjaka wa khaf hakima in mind, the first nakra ism is jamalun. Jamalun starts with jim, and we have the letter jim here in the moon letters phrase, so the letter lam of al should be pronounced here, al-jamalu. Then we have naqatun, an-naqatu, hirrun, al-hirru, hirratun, al-hirratu, ba'idun, al-ba'idu, qaribun, al-qaribu, saghirun, as-saghiru, kabirun, al-kabiru. Next, we have a few sentences to translate into Arabic. As we know, these are nominal sentences. So before we begin, let's quickly refresh 4 rules of Jumla Ismiya or nominal sentence construction. The first rule is the subject, or in Arabic, mubtada, should be a definite type of ism, while the predicate, khabar, should be indefinite. Mubtada and khabar should agree in gender and in number. The last rule is both mubtada and khabar must be in the same grammatical case. The first sentence is al-jamalu kabirun, al-hirratu saghiratun, an-naqatu ba'idatun, as-sayyaratu qaribatun, al-hirru jamilun. Moving forward with the discussion of ism, we covered 5 subtypes of ism in our last video. 3 are indefinite forms, nakira, and 2 are definite, ma'arifah. The third type of ism ma'rifah is Ism Dameer. Dameer, which is the plural form of word Dameer, are personal pronouns like he, she, it, they in English. We will continue exploring them in future videos. Our main focus in this video is to familiarize ourselves with the definite and indefinite forms of ism. So personal pronouns are definite types of ism. They are ma'rifah. Here is an introduction to Arabic personal pronouns. In the first person, singular, ana is used for I and nahnu for we. In the second person, anta for male and antum is the plural form of anta. Anti for female, antunna is the plural of anti. In the third person, singular, huwa means he. The plural of huwa is hum. Here is used for she and the plural form is hunna. And there is no neutral noun in Arabic. Everything is either masculine or feminine. We have nothing for English personal pronoun it in Arabic. In this lesson, we will use singular personal pronouns to form sentences. For now, you should only memorize the singular forms ana, anta, anti, huwa, and hiya. The rest we will discuss in our future videos. The fourth type of ism ma'rifah is Ism Isharah. Al-Asma'ul Isharah are the demonstrative pronouns. This, that, these, and those. Their Arabic counterparts are haza for this masculine, hazihi for this feminine, zalika for that masculine, and tilka for that feminine. We are leaving their plural forms for the future videos. The next type of Ism Ma'rifah is Ism Mawsool. These are relative pronouns. Words like which, that, and whose in English. The 2 main examples of Asma al-Mawsoola are allazi, used for masculine nouns, and allati, used for feminine nouns. Normally they are followed by a verb. At this stage, only important thing is to remember about the Arabic relative pronouns is that they are a type of Ism Ma'rifah. Everything else about them we will discuss at proper time. Some examples of Ism Mawsool from the Quran are in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ya ayyuhan nasu abudu rabbakum allazi khalaqakum. Allazi khalaqakum, who created you. Here, allazi is an example of Ism Mawsool. As I said earlier, they are followed by verbs, and we are not at the stage to discuss them in detail. Another example is allazi khalaqal mawta wal hayata liyabluwakum ayyukum ahsanu amala. Allazi khalaqal mawta wal hayata, who created death and life. Allazi, again an example of Ism Mawsool. The sixth type of Ism Ma'rifah is al-Ism al-Munādā. Munādā refers to a noun that is being addressed. For example, we know rajulun, meaning a man, is an ism zat, and a nakira, which is an indefinite type. But when we add ya before it and say ya rajulu, meaning O man, this combination of ya plus the noun makes it definite, ma'arifah. We have seen an example of Ism al-Munādā earlier from the Quran. يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم. But here, الناس is ma'rifah even without being munada. Nasun is nakira and an-nasu is ma'rifah. This is a topic of imperative sentences. So far, our focus is to understand between ma'rifah and nakira types of ism. These are the types of ism ma'rifah and the ism nakira we can easily grasp at this stage. There is one more type of ism ma'rifah called mudaf ilayh, but since it's a bit complex, we will cover it later in the chapter of murakkab al-idafi, or simply called idafa. Now let's practice jumla ismiya with the help of asma we have just covered. But before we proceed, let's quickly recap the 4 key aspects we must know when using an ism in a sentence or a phrase. The first is the capacity in which ism is being used, that is, definiteness or indefiniteness. In other words, in Arabic terminology, ma'rifah or nakira. Second, we need to know the gender of ism. Third is the number, if the ism is singular, dual, or plural. And the last one is the grammatical case, if the ism is in the nominative, accusative, or genitive case, or simply if it is in subjective, objective, or possessive case. So the first example of nominal sentence we have from our first video in Arabic grammar series is هذه سيارة. This is a car. As we know, a nominal sentence consists of 2 parts. First part is the subject called mubtada, and second part is predicate, which is known as khabar. The first rule of the nominal sentence is the mubtada subject should be one of the definite forms of ism, which is ma'rifah. The predicate or khabar should be one of the nakira types, which are the indefinite forms. In this sentence, hazihi is the feminine demonstrative pronoun called Ism Isharah, which is then a type of ism ma'rifah. Sayyaratun is ism zat and a type of nakira, an indefinite noun. The second rule of the nominal sentence is both subject and predicate should be in the same gender. Here, both are feminine. The third rule is that the mubtada and khabar should agree in number. Both hazihi and sayyaratun are singular. And finally, both should have the same grammatical case. In this sentence, they both are in the nominative case. So hazihi sayyaratun is a correct jumla ismiya or a nominal sentence. If you are struggling in making sentences, there is no problem at all. We will keep repeating them again and again in different ways. But the important thing is the types of ism should be clear to you in this lesson. The next sentence is hazihi naqatun. This is a she camel. The subject is ma'rifah and the predicate is nakira. Both are feminine types of ism and rest of the conditions are also same as the previous sentence. In Surah Hud, ayah 64, we have an example of this sentence هذه ناقة ويا قوم هذه ناقة الله لكم آية فذروها تأكل في أرض الله ولا تمسوها بسوء فيأخذكم عذاب قريب. Here we have an example of هذه ناقة. One more important point to note, when pausing in Arabic, the final haraka or vowel sound is not pronounced. For example, in regular speech, if we ask someone, what is this? You would say هذه ناقة. You would not pronounce the tone sound of tanween dhamma in normal speech. However, this tone ending has a grammatical function. It indicates the nominative case. Since we are at the beginning stage, we will not omit it, even if we pause or reach at a full stop. Some more examples of nominal sentences from the Quran are Inna Allaha Ghafurur Rahim. Allahu Ghafurun. Why we have fatha symbol on ha in the word Allah, please don't think about it at this moment. We are only considering Allahu Ghafurun. The nominal sentence here is Allahu Ghafurun. Inna Allaha alimun bizatis sudur. Allahu alimun. Both alim and ghafur are adjectives, ism siffa, which is then a type of nakira ism. Coming back to simple examples from the words we have just learned, now we will practice 2 sentences in a sequence. The first is ذلك جمل هو بعيد. That's a camel, he is far away. ذلك is the demonstrative pronoun for masculine singular nouns and huwa is the personal pronoun for the singular male. Both sentences fulfill the 4 rules of Jumla Ismiya. The feminine version of this sentence would be تلك ناقة هي بعيدة. Tilka is used for feminine singular noun that is far away. Ba'idatun is the feminine form of ba'idun. Next we have Zahirun wa huwa kabirun. Wa is a conjunction which means and in English. And the feminine version would be هذه هرة وهي صغيرة. أنا معلم وأنت طالب. Ana is used for both genders. Anta is the second person singular personal pronoun used for masculine nouns. Its feminine version is anti. You may have noticed that I am saying ana muallimun wa anta talibun. I am not saying ana muallimun, but muallimun. That's called idgham. It is a rule from tajweed, not grammar. It says whenever there is a tanween before the conjunction waw, you have to make adgham. Adgham is the fading of sound from one letter to another. You can say ana muallimun wa anta talibun and the sentence is still grammatically correct. Let's try one more sentence. Ana muallimun wa anti talibatun. We can't practice more complex sentences because we have just learned to differentiate between definite and indefinite types of ism. We still need to learn how to differentiate between genders of asma, then number, which is singular, plural, and dual. And finally, we should have knowledge of grammatical cases. So stay tuned. In the next lesson, we will cover gender of Arabic asma.